and Brownlow votes. I'm going to try and cram everything into one video. There might be a bit of teething issues here at the start, so bear with me. If this isn't something that you enjoy, please leave a comment below letting me know. If it is you like, then even more reason to comment below and let me know. I'll keep going. In this first clip, it actually looks like Charlie Curnow forgot which team he plays for. Looks like he's almost tackling his teammate there. You play for the Sydney Swans now, bruh. As Rowbottom smashes the ball inside the Swans forward 50. I thought this play here by Papley was pretty clever. He knows he can't pick the ball up because he's going to get tackled immediately, but he just guides it down to his foot and kicks the ball, truly, kicks a goal. I know this is pretty much a normal thing for forwards to do, but I thought this was worth a mention. Ollie Hollands provided us with probably the shank of the year so far. Well, it's only opening round, so fair enough. But have a look at this absolute mongrel of a kick here. He's got to kick at 50, but it comes off the side of the boot, out of bounds on the full. I thought this call here by the umpire was extremely late. The umpire that's in the middle, I don't think he called it. I think it was an umpire downfield or out of sight called this. I don't know how the umpire hasn't seen this. He's just cleaned him up high, and you can see everyone's a bit confused because they don't know what to do. But how does the umpire not see this? You can see it was sort of neck and neck between Carlton and Swans. Very low scoring game, especially for the Swans in the first half. And then all of a sudden, they kicked an equal, can't remember what it was, 12 goals in a quarter to end up at three-quarter time, and then they just kicked away. So it was a massive effort in the second half. It looked like probably one of the low-scoring games of the year at half-time, and then the Swans just turned up. So that one there was a little strange for me. And to cram everything into the one video, I will also include my Brownlow votes. Now, remember, this is only my opinion. I don't look at the stats, I just watch the game and I pick who I think has the most influence. It doesn't always mean that they will have the most disposals, goals, whatever. It's sort of those things that are unseen, the most influence on the game, things that they've done which might change the outcome of the game. So I gave Isaac Heaney 3, McInerney 2. He's probably a bit stiff. They could switch those two around, I reckon, and Errol Goulden for the 1. All right, next game. Oh yeah, as you can see, this format is different. I'm going to try and take it game by game. So if you don't want to watch a specific team, you can skip on to the next section. In this first clip here, this one is quite unusual. Not something that you'll see very often. That Tanner Bruin, while being tackled, tried to handball the ball out. It is a bad handball and it goes out of bounds and the umpires say insufficient intent. You don't usually see that in your forward 50. And I guess this one is probably not too dissimilar after you see the Cats get the ball and they are scrambling backwards and Holmes just handballs the ball away. There's someone fairly close, but it does look like that is almost deliberate that he's put it out of bounds and the umpires say throw it in. I don't know, you can't say one is deliberate and one isn't. I probably didn't capture enough of the video at the start here, but you can see that Martin kicks the ball. He's 55 metres out, so he's probably not going to take a shot at goal at this point on the ground. But he goes to kick it inside the forward 50 to a teammate who's on the lead. And it's so short, and as he picks it up, the defender's able to grab him, Zeke Hewland I think it is, and tackles him and gets called for holding the ball. That one is just absolutely selling your teammate, and you would be absolutely livid if that happened to you. And I mean, this one here was probably incidental, but I'm surprised that a free kick wasn't either paid for kneeing him in the ribs or contact below the knees. Either way, no suspension, no free kick, so maybe I'm looking at this one wrong, but I thought there was something here. And to top it off, after Warple gets the free kick, the player refuses to give the ball up, so it's a 50-metre penalty, and he lets him know about it. Warple pushes him in the back, and it's a reversal. That is a massive free kick to give away. In all honesty, it's a very soft reversal free. The only match review that came from this game was Alex Davies was charged with careless contact with an umpire. With an early plea, he'll pay $1,000. And what an absolute blinder Christian Petrarca had. He will easily get 3 votes for this game. Noah Anderson for the 2 and Tuke Miller for the 1. Again, these are my opinions only. In the next game, we saw the GWS Giants take on the Hawks, and this kick here by Stringer was pretty clever. You can see the ball almost sits up perfectly for him. That little party trick that they do in the NFL where they sort of spin the ball, rugby, whatever, and then they kick it through. This one's landed perfectly for him, and he's able to kick the goal. I think it takes all of us a little while to get back into the game, into the mode of footy, because in this clip here, you can see after Whitfield kicks the ball in, the cameraman is looking for the ball. He's looking to the right, but he's kicked it to the left, and he takes a little bit of time, eventually finds where the ball's gone. I thought this one here was quite interesting. This is something that we're going to see happen fairly often in the 2026 season, is the lasso rule, where the ball in between the arcs, if the ball is a clean possession out of bounds, the other team gets the ball. You can see that Nash kicks the ball, it slowly comes to the line and eventually goes over where the two lines cross, where they intersect, and apparently that still counts, so that is a free kick against. The umpire made the right call, but this is something new to AFL. It's not something new to the SANFL, or the SANFL as we call it, but this will be something to keep our eye on over the year. And for my Brownlow votes, I wasn't super confident with this one, but I've given Clayton Oliver 3, Finn Callaghan 2, and Jake Stringer 1. It's probably not similar to what other people have done. I wasn't super confident with it, but they're my votes. If this clip here isn't the absolute definition of what a footy oddity is, then I don't know what else you can use for an example. After you see Bailey shrugs a couple tackles, good work, always keep your feet, he kicks for goal, but Rory Lobb is able to spoil the ball. But unfortunately, as he spoils the ball, he doesn't get it over the line, it sort of bounces up, and Oscar Allen is able to grab the ball and kick the easiest goal he'll probably ever kick for the Brisbane Lions. That was the very first goal that he's kicked for the Brisbane Lions, so that's definitely an oddity. It did go to score review, and yeah, it's a goal.
It wasn't the most coordinated of spells. But that's play on for a goal. Has loved every minute.
How is opening round having a goal of the year contender? That is absolutely crazy by Bailey Williams here. How many of the Brisbane Lions did he fool to be able to get this past them and eventually kick a goal? Truly amazing individual goal. Now to the suspensions. I feel like this one here is quite controversial. I've seen plenty of comments on Facebook and other YouTube videos about the Harris Andrews and Artie Jones incident. I think it is the AFL have charged him with severe and careless conduct, which does make sense in the sense of what actually happened. He's seen him, I understand he's throwing his arm back to try and stop the player. It's careless because it's hit him high in the head. There's no doubt in my mind he didn't mean to do this, but I think that the way the AFL is at this point in time, that he will get those 3 matches. I just don't see how they could downgrade that. I mean, it's happening right now as I'm recording this video, the tribunal, so by the time this video is out, it could change, who knows. But I think 3 matches, I just don't see how he's going to beat that. Zach Bailey has been charged with striking of Michael Selwood from the Western Bulldogs. The MRO graded this as intentional conduct, low impact, high contact. For this, he's been given a 1-match suspension, and I think that's right. Elbowing to the back of the head is not a good look. I understand that he's frustrated he wasn't able to get out, and it's a spur of the moment sort of thing, but you can't be doing this to opponents. If you get tackled, you can't just throw elbows around, especially to the head. Darcy Gardner from the Brisbane Lions has also been charged with striking Aaron Norton on this late hit in the 4th quarter. The MRO graded this as careless conduct, medium impact and high contact. For this, he will serve a 1-match sanction. And then my votes, I gave 3 to Ed Richards, 2 to Lachie Neale and 1 to Dane Zorko, or Zane Dorko, depending on how you put it. And for the last game of the opening round, we saw Collingwood take on St Kilda, and I know the commentators talked about this, but this sort of kick here while under pressure is actually insane. I'm not a big Nick Dacos rider, if you know what I mean. Anyway, he is a great player. There's no doubt about it. But this kick here on the outside of the boot to hit Lachie Schultz right on the chest, amazing. This one here was quite strange to me. You can hear the umpire blow his whistle and say holding St Kilda, and then Naz takes the ball and plays on. There's no reason why he can't play on. It's only if it's a mark you're not allowed to play on, but if it's another infringement, as far as I'm aware, you're allowed to play on. So I have no idea why this wasn't allowed, whether it's because the Collingwood players stopped, but that's not Naz's fault, and that's not St Kilda's fault, so surely he was able to play on. Is there a rule I'm not aware of, or does anyone else know why this one was done like that, why it was called back? It gave Collingwood plenty of time to set up their defence, by the way. Absolute shambles here by the Pies. You can see that Elliott kicks it inside the forward 50 off his left. It does look quite uncomfortable. It just goes over the head, and eventually they get the ball inside pretty much the goal square. And Membry takes a kick at goal, and he somehow hits the post. There were other options. Surely he could have passed off to Lachie Schultz, who had a better option there. Possibly a little bit too selfish. Man, in the second and third quarter, the Saints had so many chances to take the lead and get the upper edge over the Pies. This one here, as you can see, Philippou kicks a point behind after pretty much straight in front, only about 30 odd metres out. And this was the second one in about 2 or 3 minutes that they missed directly out in front. 2 absolute shanks. They need to work on this if they want to win any sort of games in these close ones. They have to be kicking these goals. Boxall comes through for mark of the century, doesn't even get near it. He's lucky to not give away a free kick here, but you can just see that the pressure from the Saints in the forward half was really good. And of course, just give it to Nas, mate. If he can just kick every goal, Saints might win a game. Now for the Brownlow votes, either 3 or 2. I think it's either the Dacos brothers. I think they will share the 3 and the 2 votes. And then Lachie Schultz for the 1 vote. Perhaps after every, say, 5 rounds or 3 rounds, whatever it might be, I'll show a tally of how my Brownlow votes are going. Again, this is definitely, well, the last 2 years I've been somewhere around the mark, but definitely haven't got it correct. So take that with a grain of salt. I appreciate every single one of you who watch my videos. This is a different format, so please leave a comment. Let me know what you think of it. This is only opening round, so we've already hit 13 minutes. So the regular rounds are probably going to be closer to 20, I would imagine. So if you do like these sorts of videos, please let me know. The code word for this week is Vegas. I'll see you in the comments. I'll try to reply to every single one of you, so make sure you leave a comment.